I took my horse trough inside to dry it out and spray it down with hydrogen peroxide so I could kill all the algae. A few days I'll see if it killed the algae or not. As I showed in my last video, I wash my hands out here. I like the getting out of my comfort zone to have to come outside and wash my hands. Well, sometimes this hose gets kicked by the horses because they drink out of this. This morning, I think it was, this hose was pouring onto the ground, and I found out just how much colder it is to wash my hands without the heat of this water. So my estimation is this comes out at about 60 degrees because it's coming from way down in the ground, and it keeps it nice and melted. But when it was over here, there was a thin sheet of ice, and before I thought I was all tough washing my hands out here in the cold water and just was sensitized to it. No, it was super cold this morning. Like really cold, like uncomfortably cold. A while back, I stopped buying as much stuff from the store as I could. I've got acres and acres of greens that are full of vitamins growing in my pasture. So I stopped buying vegetables at the store. I stopped buying meat, and I butchered one of my sheep so far. And it's funny how many chickens you can get from people who, mostly roosters, they need to rehouse them because roosters terrorize hens. I've been getting plenty of meat and vegetables. So there's a few things that I'm still buying. Things like butter, wheat, flour olive oil, and I kind of have an addiction to popcorn and coffee. So anyway, one of the things I've really missed has been wheat bread. I absolutely love bread, but I've been making biscuits as I've demonstrated in my past videos. But recently, I figured out how to do yeast bread properly so that it doesn't come out all tough like it's done in the past, and therefore I didn't really do it a lot. So I'm pretty excited. And then on top of that, the only thing that keeps you store-bound with making bread is the yeast. But somebody told me, hey, it's super easy to make your own yeast. And so I did, and the results have been fantastic. So I'm pretty excited. Life's been a lot of sitting around eating bread. And I do have butter, so I threw that on it too. So I'll go inside and show you how I do it. What's up, boy? He's focused on something. You'll have to excuse my walls. I'm in the middle of tearing them down, and I gotta decide if I'm gonna finish them with wood or if I'm just gonna scrape that glue off the drywall and paint. So in the meantime, it's not the prettiest, and most of my filming will be done outside. But I'm making bread, and I'm pretty excited about it. So that's why there's a video indoors. So what I did, I cultivated my own yeast. All I had to do was put dried blueberries, you really only need about that much, and then fill water up to about there. And then every day, tighten it down, give it a shake, and just wait, and then loosen it up again so that gases can escape. And then you just wait until you see little bubbles. I just refilled this morning, and I'm hoping I can get another useful batch of yeast. I set this one aside. That'll be for tomorrow. No, I'm going to mix it up today. And this here is the second raise on the bread, which I am super excited about because it raised even better than the first one I did. So this is exciting. I should have some pretty fluffy bread from my own yeast. So I've been baking in my wood stove, but I've had a hard time getting the top to bake evenly with the bottom. And in fact, it almost seems like it's been getting worse. So I've been imagining this method here. I'll just pull it right up here on the shelf. So I'm going to take this to hold my coals, this to hold my bread, and to set right on top of the coals. And then I'll use this brick to hold my bread pan off the bottom. Let's make this happen. I got some coals that have been getting ready. Smells like blueberries. Oh, whoops. Doggone it. I was supposed to put the brick in here, not in there. That's better. Bread. And I think there's room to use this to hold the coals. So leaning over just slightly. Probably not a big deal, just annoying. Alright, now I wait 20 minutes and I'll check it. Okay guys, I think it's done. Let's check it out. Oh yeah. Now, oh yeah, look at that. Let's see how the bottom is though, that's the real test. Oh, I forgot to butter it. Doggone. Oh man. Always got to be something. Maybe the fork will do it. Might not be as bad as I thought. The bottom is kind of odd. It's more like it was steamed. So I don't know what was going on there. Back to the drawing board. But now is the worst, most difficult part. And that is letting it cool before eating. Well, while I'm letting that cool, I'll go for a walk to distract myself from eating it prematurely. So our real winter weather is gone. It might look like winter weather, but it's just foggy. Everything's been melting lately. So it's probably just a week away that the snow will be gone. That's why I got out last week and tried to make something of it. There's some good things ahead for 2022. As I mentioned already, I've stopped buying a lot of my groceries, so I've stocked up for the year. The goal was to not go to town for a whole year, and I didn't announce it. Good thing, because I didn't quite get ready. I wanted to stock up on diesel fuel, stock up on food and a few other things, but I didn't get it done in time. So still the goal is kind of there. It's just not going to be like perfectly executed. I'm still going to be going to town a few more times. But for the most part, what I'm trying to start doing is stocking up yearly. And that way I don't have to go to town all the time. And I've got pretty good consistency on things that I use and things that I need through the year. This year I'm going to really try to incorporate a lot more foraging, and I'm going to try to gather some roots so that I've got my starches and my greens all accounted for, and try to eat healthier. And that ram is scared. Hey ram! This ram isn't, the one with the cool horns. Another thing that I'm trying to incorporate in my regular life is to wear all handmade clothing. Whether that's my buckskins that I've not yet made, or whether it's wool. I have a spinning wheel now, and I have a loom. So perhaps I'll get to the point of making my own fabrics and then my own clothing. So that's food and clothing. Shelter's easy. I'm probably going to move into my teepee when I go back to my horse property. So looking forward to that. And firewood. Unfortunately, where I love the desert and the wide open, but I'm not close to trees. Even if I had a horse-drawn wagon, I don't really have a route to good firewood. So I do have a good source for firewood now. I just got to go after it. And so that's food, clothing, heat. I also think that I have a good plan in store that'll get me out on my historical camp trips. That's still my primary goal. And I believe this year I'm going to go out fairly regularly. And by fairly regularly, I mean a few days at a time, 4 days, hopefully 5 days at a time. Maybe every month, May, June, July, August, and then I want again, I'm going to try again to do a month hunting in September for deer, elk, bear, and cougar, and grouse. So we'll see. So that's some of the big plans I've got for 2022. I'm pretty excited. Every year gets better and better as I evolve in this lifestyle and get further and further into it. So that's some of the stuff I've got in store. I love this fog. Let's go check on the bread. Look who followed me out here. Hey, little stinker.